everyone, it's Kev here, and today I'm out on my e-bike with my younger brother Daryl, and we're going to be doing a ride today from Waihi station down to the Karangahaki gorge. So come along for the ride and we'll do a little bit of commentary on the way, just to tell you about a few things about where we are. So this ride today is a little bit special for Daryl and I because we grew up in Waihi, and some of the scenery and some of the places we're going to ride past today is where we grew up and played, and some of the area that we worked in and lived in is pretty close by here to where we are at the moment. So I'll tell you a little bit about that as we ride along. So right about here, off to my right, is where the Waihi Abattoir used to be, and that's where we grew up. Mum and Dad were living there when Daryl was born, and I drove tractors and rode horses all over this farmland around here when I was quite young, so all this is quite familiar to me. This bridge here coming up is one of the new swing bridges that was built to cater for the new cycle trail ride here, the new cycleway. So the new swing bridge. There were a couple of swing bridges across this river just down a little bit further, but of course they were built many years ago and they fell apart and broke down, so they got pulled down eventually, but they've been replaced with this one here, and there's another one down at Waihi as well. Looking a little bit wobbly there, Kev. So as we ride down here, we come to the old dam, or what we know as the old dam. This is where we used to come and camp and have a lot of fun as kids. So here it is here. This is straight across the river there on the other side, off to the left a little bit, that little embankment down there. We used to camp right down there by the river, down there on that grass. It didn't look like that then, it was not quite as overgrown, and there was a nice little grassy area there. But we used to walk out here to the dam, have a bit of fun. It's a wonder we didn't drown, actually. I don't know how we survived some of the things we did as kids, but anyway, here to tell the story. So off we went down to Waihi. Daryl seemed to get a bit of a kick out of zooming past me there. So we headed for Waihi, and there was quite a bit of scenery and some familiar places we saw on the way down there, so let's just enjoy the ride. I've sped things up here a little bit, of course, as you can see, so just to make the video go by a little bit quicker. This video hasn't come out in some places as clear as I would have liked it to have been, but I guess that's got a bit to do with my filming skills. I'm still working on that. So as you can see, I've done a little bit of speed ramping here. A little bit blurry in places, but anyway, we'll work on that, try and get it better. There were a lot of people on the track as well, families with young kids, other people on bikes. Quite a busy day. It was a Saturday when we did this ride, so it was quite busy. So over there on the right hand side you can see the main road that comes from Waihi down to Waikino. There's some other people that were heading in the same direction we were, up and over the little bridge. This was a nice area to ride through, the river off to the right and some of the farmland and the river. It's quite picturesque, it's really nice. This is an easy track to ride because of course it was made for a train, for the old train that used to come from the Waihi mine. Came along here. I'm not sure if this is exactly where it was, but it's a pretty easy track to ride. I really enjoyed this ride. It was a great day. It was a nice day. Plenty of people out on bikes. Plenty of time to have a bit of a chat about a few things on the way.
Well past there. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's way back. They'll see the main road, so.
So it wasn't too long. I don't know how long it took to ride to Waikino. I think it was about 20 minutes or something like that. And we were at Waikino. Over to the right there is the Waikino railway station, and that's where the Goldfields train comes to, the vintage train. And the overbridge here that you can see off to the right.
Oh, there you go.
Had a bit of a look around, and then we rode on and went past one of those things and went past this little shelter and rode past some of the old mine workings.
Not quite as old as the Colosseum, but it's a similar sort of thing, yeah.
Daryl thought this looked a little bit like the Colosseum. Perhaps not quite as old, but... So we stopped here for a few moments and I did a bit of videoing, and we had a bit of fun on our bikes here, just riding around and looking at things. This is what the old workings would have looked like back in the day. And this is what it looks like now. These were the old cyanide tanks that you can see there. There's plenty here to see. I'll come back here one day. We did a bit of goofing around here. Daryl was having a bit of a test ride on my bike. He seemed to quite like it. A lot of idiots on bikes. I didn't do too much of a skid there. So we carried on our way, and headed off down towards Karangahaki. Whoops. Now straight off to my right hand side there across the road you could just saw a glimpse of the old hall. That's where our butcher shop used to be.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day. It's just over there.
Bashed my shoulder, nearly bashed my shoulder.
Across the other side of the river.
Shoulder? Well, it's not from now, but it's still healing.
I make sure when I go through there and things are put the hands up like that.
Oh,
like that. Actually, catching your knuckles.
Yeah.
Buck your finger. Something's probably going to go like that.
There's the new bridge that they built across.
It's the other swing bridge that was built across the Hauraki River. The old pub there over on the right hand side.
Yeah.
This is where the
Waikino pub.
Yeah, just back up there. We'll stop on the way back and I'll show you where it was.
There you go.
You're filming me, are you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On camera, do something worth filming.
I don't.
Let's see what pulling those wheel scans is. You might not get your cameras out. This thing records sound or not?
Yeah, it is recording sound. It'll have a bit of wind noise with it, but I'll make up a good video of it. I'll just go in front a little bit.
Yeah.
Keep up close, reasonably close, Darryl. Just in front.
Something fell out of my pocket there was the cover for my Insta 360 camera. I had it in my pocket and it fell out, so Darryl stopped and picked it up, which I'm really pleased about. I'm glad he saw that.
Oh. Thought you'd fallen off.
I thought he'd fallen off. I heard him yell out, and I thought one of those kids had run out in front of him and he'd fallen off, but he'd stopped to pick up my lens cap for my camera.
It's fallen out of his pocket. Oh, this as well. Yeah. Stop there. Stop just there. So that's an original railway bridge there.
So off we went, down through the Karangahaki Gorge. Really great ride. I'm not quite sure what was going on here, whether Darryl got a bit bored, but he seemed to think it was time to pull a few faces at the camera. Not only did he do it once, but he did it twice. Not quite sure what was going on there. So eventually we arrived at the bridge that goes across the river into the tunnel, and there's a beautiful bit of scenery here. The old steam trains would have come steaming out of this tunnel here back in the day, as you can see here. And then away we went through the tunnel. Great experience. This is the bridge here that crosses the road at the other end of the tunnel. And back in the day, the diesel locomotives used to come powering across here. I don't know when this would have been, in the 1960s or something like that. This train here that you've just seen.
Oh, good. That was good. I've never ever been through there before.
I've walked through it once.
Come down to Jordan, you can always just park here and walk through it.
So we had a bit of a look around here and I took a couple of photos. One of Daryl there. This pigeon flew across the trail right in front of us and landed in a tree up there, so we took a photo of that. I actually stopped here the day before we did this ride on my way back from Pauanui and took all this footage. It was a beautiful day. The scenery here is quite scenic. It's a really scenic ride and some great walks here in this area. Time to head back through the tunnel. I followed Daryl through this tunnel and got some footage of him riding along. As I was riding along, I was thinking to myself, it's quite dark in this tunnel. But then I realised that when I rode out the other end, I still had my sunglasses on, so they wouldn't have helped much. I must remember to take them off next time I ride through there.
I might come through here and have a swim.
Yeah.
I've always looked around there my whole life and thought I'd quite like to swim in there one day.
Yeah?
Yeah. Bring the cogs in a little pack.
Yep. Well, I'm
down there and have a swim.
going to come back here again and walk along the track that comes that way and do some filming and get
Where
some
does it
footage.
go?
Well, it heads off that way and you can walk around to...
Around that side of the river?
Yeah.
Is there a track there?
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
walking track that goes right around the Karangahaki. You can walk right around here.
Well, that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we carried on back towards Waihi, went across the overbridge here, and we went to the Waihi station, to the cafe there, and had lunch, ready for something to eat and something to drink by then. I didn't take any photos of what we actually had to eat, but here's the Waikino station. After we'd had our lunch, we headed off back towards Waihi. Right down this little track here, and there's a little tunnel that goes under the road there, under the main road, the State Highway 2, I think it is. Goes under it here. This little fella here got off his bike when he saw me coming.
That look on your face, is that fire that you feel for me? 'Cause your words don't match the feeling. Paint a picture for me, 'cause all I see are shades of gray. Show me what your eyes are seeing. Electric blue, who am I to you? Are we built to last? Will you stay for good? Are you from the past life? I feel alive. I've known you before. Name the time and the place. You can count on me to be there. I travel far and wide to meet you. Tell me you're here for good this time, fast and strong just like you. I know it's always been you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that nice little song there. Here's the river here. There was a nice rock formation just along the river here, not far away from where the dam is, and I stopped on the way home and took some video of this. It was nice and peaceful. I was tempted to get into the water and have a bit of a swim, but when I saw all that green algae there, I thought, no, I don't want to do that. So back across the swing bridge, there's the dam down there, about 100 metres or so, just down the river a bit. Up on the right hand side here, there used to be a great big ginormous apple tree many years ago. We used to get apples from there, and Mum used to make apple pie. So it wasn't long and we were back in Waihi at the Waihi station, and we were there just in time for the train to come in. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I just want to thank you for watching our video. Daryl and I riding together from Waihi down to Karangahaki. Saw all the sights on the way. I hope you enjoyed, and it's highly recommended. Great place to visit, great place to go and have a look around. Enjoy the walks or a bike ride. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we might see you in the next trail ride we go on.